All right, everybody, welcome to riding to work with Aaron. I've got exactly 50 minutes to get to work. One thing I'm now regretting not bringing is sunglasses. Not because it's sunny, well it is a bit glary, but the wind hitting me in the face is making it a little bit difficult to see. But anyway, I've got 50 minutes to get to work. I didn't look up exactly how far it is, but it's around 18, somewhere between 18 to 20 kilometers. So not only are we hoping that we get to work on time, but also hoping the scooter actually makes it. So it's also a bit of a range test as well. As we're gonna hope that we actually make the distance. It's not so much that the distance is a massive problem, but I feel like we're actually going against the wind probably the whole way there, and there's quite a lot of incline once we get up out of Armadale as well into like what areas are they? Forestdale and into Cockburn. There's quite a lot of incline. It's pretty large hills at the other end as well near work, so if we're struggling with battery, we're going to really struggle to get those last couple of kilometers. So let's hope not. Let's hope everything goes well and we get there nice and smoothly. Good thing is it's 9:30 or 9:40 in the morning, so we're avoided all the school kids, drop-offs, things like that. So it should be fairly smooth sailing the whole way there. May even put my earbuds on at some point, just because the wind is so strong. It was rather loud. I usually give myself 30 minutes to drive to work, so I'm kind of hopeful that 50 minutes to scoot is going to be enough. I was trying to give myself an hour, but as usual, trying to put on my shoes, my clothes, everything in general is a difficult task when there's a 5-month-old puppy trying to eat everything that you're trying to do. So I left about 10 minutes later than I would have liked. So it's mostly pathway all the way there, or cycle path, majority of the way actually. But there's just a little part, oh my god, a little bit up here that we're coming up to, which is a little annoying because it's a very busy part of the road and it's the only bit that doesn't have a pathway, and we have to get across it. So we have to do some maneuvering, which I rather not do. But hopefully, because it is slightly later in the morning, it's not going to be as hard to get across as it is when I'm starting earlier in the day. Oh! I think a bee just hit me right in the face. Saw it coming very late. Luckily I moved my head just, because it would have got me right in the eyeball. Alright, this is the part I'm talking about here. So we run out of pathway in a second. So I might even just have a look. Alright, there's no cars coming on my left. So I'm going to quickly go across here and go to the left. Alright. That was about as good a result as we could hope for. The breeze is pretty strong, so if you don't hear from me for a while at times, it's simply because the breeze is so strong, and not only can, I think you may not be able to hear me, but I can't hear myself. Just going to quickly adjust the camera because it looks like it's gone off course a little bit. Straighten up a little bit. Probably should check the microphone. Quickly check the mic. Yep. Mic's all good. Off you go. So my eyes are going to be probably red as anything by the time I get to work. I'm trying to keep my eyes wide open, but breeze smashing me in the face. It's making it difficult. Alright, this could be the hardest part we have here. Or not. That was easy. Oh, that was a very large puddle. That was not ideal. Luckily we're up fairly high and the scooter is okay with a bit of water, because that was a very deep puddle. Alright, so like I said, we've probably got I'd say at least 15 kilometres left. The odometer's saying we've done 4.5 kilometres, and it says we've got 29.2 kilometres left. So this range test will be interesting to see how much of that we actually get, and I don't reckon it will be anywhere close to that. The important thing is it says we have 73% battery. So that's going to be the important thing to keep an eye on, is the actual charge level. It's pretty much a straight line from here on out. We've got 40 minutes left to get to work. So, yeah. when I say straight line, we'll swap sides a couple of times. Ugh. Woo. You can pretty much call this Forestdale. Rocky, mate. I take up the whole path. So since I said we had 73% battery, we've now gone down to 67. So it's very concerning how much battery we are losing in a hurry. There I was thinking if we just fall short, at least we'll be able to walk the last little bit that time, because I've given myself hopefully enough time to walk the last bit if we need, but the way, at speed that it's going down, we may not make it at all. Oh, it's very bumpy along here. The suspension and the shocks are pretty good, but it's still rather bumpy. Also very glad I wore a jumper today. I thought about not doing it, but it's 18 degrees, which isn't cold. I wouldn't normally wear a jumper at 18 degrees, but when you're going against this breeze, it's rather chilly. So yeah, very glad I wore a jumper. Alright, let's do a range check. Since we've got 7.8 kilometers and we've got 54% battery left. That's very concerning. I would say we've got a good maybe 8 or 9 kilometers to go, but everything from here is a bit of an incline, and that breeze is hitting straight at me, so I think we're going to struggle to make it. Not good. At this point, I'm just very hopeful that we do. We still have 34 minutes to get to work, so timing wise we're okay, but depends on how far we're going to have to walk this thing if we don't make it. And it doesn't really even out all that much along here either. So yeah, definitely some concern in actually making the distance. So just another reason why I'm really looking forward to the battery add-on in the next couple of months. Because we've got these trips that are kind of mid-range trips, but have steep inclines or fighting against breeze. Definitely something you're going to need that extra range for. There. Oh shit. It's locked up on me. What the hell? That was weird. The whole scooter just locked up on me as I went to take off. Not sure what's going on there. I think I've actually set it to 1 kilometre an hour for the scooter to be moving before it will go. Before you can push the accelerator and it will take off. So I think because I wasn't moving 1 kilometre an hour, it locked up on me and didn't want to move. Which actually, no, doesn't make any sense. It was still roll, but fully locked up. You know when you're going on an incline when you can't hit top speed. So we're kind of coasting under top speed at the moment. So essentially we're just draining battery. Speaking of, it says we have 42% battery. So dropping very, very quickly. So we went past Forestdale before, we're now into Piara Waters. I haven't really spoken about the surroundings all that much because I'm so concerned about the battery actually making it. But yeah, this is Piara Waters. And it is just a straight line all the way to Cockburn, which is where we're headed. But a lot of ups and downs. Yeah. Would rather a lot more downs than ups. 33% battery now. I don't think there's any chance we're going to make this. The entire way from here is uphill. There's the incline. So we've done 11.2 kilometers and I don't think we've got much juice left. It will be walking a lot further than we hoped. Very gloomy. I've been looking at the weather reports and it said 0% chance of rain, but it's very clearly rained. We have to wait for this traffic, I think. Give it a chance to scooter to relax. So while we're here, we've done 11.9 kilometers. Scooter says we've got 12.4 left. Only 33% battery, so I don't think that's a possibility at all. We've probably got 5Ks left to do, and I think we're going to struggle to get that. Now I won't be going home on the scooter, thankfully, because the wife will be playing basketball tonight, so I'll be meeting her there. I'll scoot over to the stadium. Then we'll chuck the scooter in the back of the car and she'll take me home. But I think we'd probably be okay going the other way. It's just definitely a lot of hill and the breeze has definitely hindered our ability to cut through without losing too much power and battery. So 26 minutes to get to work, so we should be okay, as long as it doesn't cut out too far away. But I'd say that a lot of hill and incline in Cockburn, and we haven't got there yet, so things is definitely going to take a turn for the worse. It's 13 kilometers done. We've got 26% range left. 10 kilometers, it reckons. Our power has definitely significantly dropped. We'll see if it still manages to get an acceleration up as we start to finally go down a hill for a brief period until it goes back up again. Not really, no. A little bit, but not much. now moved past Piara Waters and we're now into the Cockburn area. So not only does the power in general go on the scooter when you start to lose battery, now at 22% left, but the acceleration, the pickup speed goes as well, which makes sense. But yeah, definitely that excitement, fun pickup speed that we were talking about when you take off on the new G3 is definitely not there when you get sub 30% battery. We're now at 20, which is when I believe the power starts to really drop. And the reason for that is supposedly just to be able to get you further in your trip. It stores battery. It basically takes away your power, so you can make it that extra mileage or kilometers in your trip, which is handy for us. We've got 22 minutes to get to work with probably 4 Ks or so to go. So we should make it, really, at this point. Hopefully. Now we're going to cross over here, Mr. Whippy. Yeah, you did stop. Thanks, Mr. Whippy. Mentioned before when we started the trip with the breeze with no sunglasses on, it's going to destroy my eyes. I feel like I've just had a 5-hour nap. It's so dry, but so much water all over my face. It's just been taking all the water out of my eyes. All right, so we're at 15 kilometers done. It says we have 18% range left. It claims we'll go another 6.8 kilometers, so yeah, no. I mean, maybe, but what would that get us to? 25 kilometers. This is not a great range, but yeah, like I said, fighting against a lot of things, my weight as well. So it gives you a true reflection on a general commute to work of how far you'll actually get on these scooters. We've only got probably one more hill left after this, so yeah, we're not too far away now, so we will actually make it with some battery left. Not a lot left, but we're not that far off now. This is Cockburn Central on our right. Cockburn Central Station coming up on the right as well. Normally I'd have no worries getting across there, but it was gone so slow I was a bit worried that we'd have to stop very last second if that car was going to go any quicker. This should be the last hill. This is definitely the last hill. We've got until we get to Cockburn Gateway Shopping Centre, which is our final destination. It's managing the way up the hill. Definitely lost a lot of speed, a lot of power. It's still comfortable getting up there. I think it's just because it's, like I said, pulling back its power to save battery, which is definitely done and succeeded in. Don't like going that slow across there. I'd rather have a bit of speed. That's the Banana Freeway that we're going over the top of now. So you go left, you head to Mandurah, go right, you head to the city. Mandurah down to Bunbury. Alright, that's Cockburn Central Station on that right. There's all the apartment buildings there. All these birds like flying along with us. Hopefully you saw that pigeon before. He was flying along with me for a bit. And that one just then did as well. So we have made it to our destination, Cockburn Central Station. Cockburn Central Station, what was I saying? Cockburn Gateway Shopping Centre. I definitely did not think we were going to make it. And the only reason I think we did is because it did drop power, which is that righty-long technology that Segway does. Drop power to get us that extra distance. And the actual range meter on the scooter actually, yeah, it's kind of telling the truth. So it says we've got 13% left, and we've gone 16.4 kilometres. So it's a little shorter trip than I thought. Probably about 2 kilometres shorter, which is good. We probably still would have made it anyway. So it's not a true range test because we're not going to run the battery out. But we definitely used up most of it. And it just shows you our real world commute to work and what it's like going just under 20 kilometres to work in all sorts of conditions. Yeah. I hate this part because pathway doesn't seem to be your friend. So I also got 16 minutes left to get to work, which, like I said, we're nearly at now. So we made it in plenty of time. And this pathway just ends as well. Yeah, so I don't like this part about the shopping centre. It doesn't give you much chance to get around with the scooter properly. Safely anyway. Better not be on the road part. So I left at 9:40 on the dot. And we're here at 10:15. So it took 35 minutes to get to work on the scooter. And I usually give myself 30 minutes to get to work in the car. That tells me we've avoided a lot of traffic and other annoying things. So anyway, thank you for joining me. We've gone 17 kilometres at 12% battery left, and we have 15 minutes to get into work. So that's it. Thanks for joining me on my trip. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed and you saw what sort of range we get on the Max G3 in those conditions. Thank you. I'll see you on the next one. Catch you. Ugh.